We come to the final part of the chapter, industrial pollution and environmental degradation. Industries are responsible for four types of pollution, and that is air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, and noise pollution. Talking about the first one, say water pollution. Water pollution is caused by organic and inorganic industrial waste and effluent. Effluent is a liquid waste discharged into rivers. The main culprits in this regard are paper, pulp, chemicals, textile, petroleum refineries, tanneries, electronic industries. Paper and pulp industry require a lot of wood. They make pulp out of it, so a lot of water is utilized, and the dirty water is then let out into a river. All chemical industries, textile industries, they also are responsible for releasing lot of water waste, that is effluents, into the river and finally into the sea. Same is the case with petroleum industries. Petroleum industries as it is are in the coastal areas. So all the effluents, they also release it in the sea. Tanneries are the one that are dealing with processing the skin of the animals. So in that also a lot of dirty water is released, and that goes. Electroplating industry. This is one more industry which releases effluents. Then it is thermal pollution. Now what is thermal pollution? How is it caused? Thermal pollution of water occurs when hot water from factories and thermal plant is drained into the rivers, even into the ponds before cooling. Actually, they are supposed to cool the water and then release it into the nearby water bodies. Instead of that, if hot water is released, then all the aquatic life in the pond will die. So it will have harmful effect on aquatic life. Soil and water pollutions are closely related to it. Then it is dumping of waste, especially glass, harmful chemicals, industrial effluents, that is liquid waste, packaging, salts, garbage, they all makes the soil useless. Rainwater percolates in the soil. That is, it goes into the soil. It is absorbed by the soil, carrying the pollutants to the ground. And the groundwater also gets contaminated. Now, how is air pollution caused by industries? Air pollution is caused by the presence of high proportion of undesirable gases. Now this can be sulfur dioxide, it can be carbon monoxide. So these are undesirable gases. Airborne particles, the particles that are in the air. So airborne particle materials contain both solid and liquid particles like dust and smoke. Smoke is emitted by chemical and paper factories. Then it is also given out by brick kilns. Brick kilns are a place where bricks are baked, heated. Then there are refineries, smelting plants, burning of fossil fuels. Now all these things, they ignore pollution norms. So they are polluting the atmosphere. Toxic gases leak can also be hazardous, and it has happened many times. Air pollution adversely affects human health. Second is animals, plants, buildings, even the atmosphere as a whole. So this is what happens due to air pollution. Next one is the noise pollution. Noise pollution is generally defined as regular exposure to elevated sound levels, that is high sound levels, that may lead to adverse effects. That is in case of human beings or other living organisms. It results in irritation, that is one, anger, stress, causes hearing impairment, increased heart rate, blood pressure among psychologically affected people. Industrial and construction activities, machinery, factory equipments, generators, they all make a lot of noise. Now, what are the measures adopted to decrease water pollution? One, you should know the fact that every liter of wastewater discharged by our industry pollutes 8 times the quantity of fresh water. Minimizing the use of water for processing by reusing, second, recycling it, 2 or more successive stages would be helpful. Next is harvesting, that is collecting rainwater to meet water requirements. Third one is treating hot water and effluents before releasing them in the rivers and ponds instead of just like that releasing. These all steps are going to help. Now, treatment of industrial effluents. If you see, it is done in 3 phases. One is primary treatment by mechanical means. This includes screening, grinding, flocculation, sedimentation. Now, in all these areas, mechanical means are used, matlab filters are used so that they can separate the sediments. When it is flocculation, flocculation refers to the process by which the fine particles are caused to clump together, that is they flock. The flock may float up, that is on the top, or it may settle down. Once it has settled up or down, it is separated. So that is flocculation. Then secondary treatment is done by biological process. The reason is they have to deal with all the organic waste in the water. Then tertiary treatment. This is done by biological, chemical as well as physical process. All 3 are involved. And so these are the activities that involves recycling of wastewater. Now, measures adopted by industries to decrease pollution. One is overdrawing of groundwater should be restricted for industry. This is to avoid threat to groundwater resources because groundwater levels also should be maintained so that we can regularly draw water from ground. Particulate matters in air can be reduced. This can be done by fitting smokestacks to factories with electrostatic precipitators, fabric filters, scrubbers, and inertial separators. Reduce smoke by using oil or gas instead of coal, because when you burn coal, it will give out carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, it has sulfur, so it will give out sulfur dioxide, it has phosphorus as waste, so it will give out phosphorus pentoxide. All these things can be avoided. Generators should be fitted with silencers because they make a lot of noise. Machinery can be redesigned. As the new and the modern sophisticated machines are developing, they are coming up with less soil. Noise absorbing material must be used wherever possible. So with this, I conclude the chapter.